All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, I'm trying to figure out a lot of things at the back end, so hopefully I don't get disconnected because I think I'm having a problem with my internet connection. But anyway, aside from that, hope everyone's feeling good. The rain already stopped in the metro. I'm not sure if it already stopped raining in your corner of the world, but hopefully you are seated comfortably wherever you are, and I hope you're having an awesome Thursday night, or at least at least I hope that you had a really nice Thursday, yeah, Thursday morning and afternoon. Inubos ko na lahat ng oras. Anyway, hi everyone. Hello sis, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'd like to greet everyone who's watching in the audience. I know there are so many people out there who are watching silently, but don't worry. Um, no judgments, no judgments. If you want to stay silent, that's okay. But if you also want to join the conversation, please feel free to join the conversation. Just post your comments if you want to share your experiences, or if you have anything to say, if you want to ask a question, just join the conversation. We will never, of course, this is a no judgment zone, so we will never judge you, whatever you want to share. And of course, I'd like to say hi to Jessica. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'd also like to greet the ones who are watching on replay. We are not seeing you live. I know that, but I can still see the ones who are watching on replay because of our analytics. So thank you so much for taking the time to drop by and watch our episodes talaga. Our episodes, kasi this is for us, right? Para sa ating lahat to. It's not only for you, it's also for me. Sometimes I would go to my channel and find a topic and, just try to pick up some insights to which on the podcast episodes that I previously talked about, and some of our guest speakers also previously talked about. So anyway, again, this is Irene, and I'm a real estate broker in the Philippines. I'm also a motivational speaker and a writer, and I do a lot of things in between, but let's stick to that for now. And I'd also like to say hi to our sponsors. Thank you so much, Lavender Owl PH, for my bracelet. Ayan. So they're in partnership with Irene as the page, or as the endorser of of the Tinalak Dream Collection. So if you wanna avail of any of the bracelets, just visit the page. And I'd also like to thank Kelsey Baby Wear for my bows. Ayan. Sobrang sobrang obsessed ako sa bows. I'm not sure if you can see it. So yeah, so they're not only for babies, they're not only for kids, they also have items for mommies, and even for single women out there. Okay lang din naman, meron pa rin silang items for you. But yeah, so hopefully you can also visit Kelsey Baby Wear. They're gonna be celebrating their anniversary. I think it's their third anniversary. So they will be giving away lots and lots of promos and freebies and raffle and stuff. So you might want to visit them if you have baby girls, if you have kids who that you want to shop for, then you should definitely visit Kelsey Baby Wear. Ayun. Hello, sir. Hello, Sir Aquino. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so our topic for tonight is all about, well, it's a random Thursday, so we are to talk about anything under the sun. So our topic for tonight is all about control. So there are so many people out there. Of course, I'm included there as well. So there are so many people out there who, in some circumstances, they feel like they needed to blame something else, diba? Or also we tend to blame ourselves, we tend to blame our circumstances, things like that. So, ang tanong, the main question is, who do you think is controlling you, or are you easily controlled? So tonight we are going to talk about control and what are the advantages of finding out what controls you. Okay? So let me share my screen. Nasaan na ba? Ayun. So let me share my screen. Our topic for tonight is, are you easily controlled? And once again, to our audience out there, feel free to join the conversation. Just type in your comments on the comment box and let's start this conversation. Okay? All right. So I believe ayan na. So I believe you're familiar, or most of you are already familiar with what is called as the locus of control. So according to Julian Rotter, the locus of control is the extent to which one attributes valued outcomes or reinforcement to either internal or external circumstances. So in short, the locus of control is really finding out which control you, yung internal circumstance mo ba or yung external circumstance mo. So, alin ba yung mas sinisisi mo or saan ka ba mas nagre-rely? Dun sa internal circumstance or sa external circumstance? And you will get to understand more about locus of control as we deep dive into our conversation for tonight. Again, join the conversation if you wish to. And if you don't have anything to share, you can also say hi's and hellos from where you're watching from para alam ko naman kung saan kayo nanonood. Ayan. So, what is the importance of the locus of control? So, simulan natin sa it predetermines how you deal with your problems. Kasi sa locus of control, it's either internal or external. So, ang tanong dyan, how do you deal with your problems? Okay? Um, are you solving your problems in a way that you are including yourself? Or you're dealing with your problems as if you are a stranger to that scenario? And that also answers why locus of control is important. Kasi when you're dealing with problems, iba kasi pag part ka ng problema or sa tingin mo, merong problema pero hindi ikaw parte nun. Okay, anong example nun? When you are dealing with a problem in the office, and if you are looking at where the problem is coming from, it's either internal or external. Sometimes, sasabihin natin, that's not my fault. Okay? Pag nagsimula kang magsalita ng that's not my fault, this is already a manifestation of a locus of control. And later on, we will be discussing more about the internal and external locus of control. Hello, Sir Noel! Welcome back. You've been absent. Napansin ko, ilang araw kong wala. May penalty. Okay, next is it also predetermines your success. Kasi nga, depende kung ano yung pinanggagalingan mo. Is it internal? Is it external? So it would predetermine your success. Depende kung saan ka nagre-rely. Is it an internal circumstance or external circumstance? Where are you getting or where are you focusing your control? Under the sun, naulan po the whole day. Oo nga. Pero tumigil na, thank God. Parang feeling ko ngayon, ano na lang siya, ambon-ambon. So, hindi na siya masyadong heavy. Next is, bagal ng connection. Ayan. It pushes you to self-reflect. So, as you listen to this podcast episode, I'd like to encourage you to reflect about what is going on with you right now and where your locus of control is. So later on, mas malalaman natin kung saang side tayo ng locus of control nagre-rely. Okay? Weeks po ako nawala, dami problema sa project. Praying for you, Sir Noel. Okay, malakas pa yung ulan. Okay, ingat po, ingat-ingat. Doble ingat, triple ingat sa mga, lalong-lalo na po sa mga nagmamaneho. Kung nakikinig kayo habang nagmamaneho kayo, ayan, ingat po. Another importance of the locus of control is it pushes you to take action. So again, I'm encouraging everyone, before you go to sleep tonight, ask yourself about your locus of control. Where is it coming from? And later, again, we will be talking about where your locus of control is coming from. So, bago kayo matulog mamayang gabi, isipin niyo yung locus of control ko. Okay, so kanina I was actually in a scenario where my locus of control was tested. Okay, mamaya ko kwento ko. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, Sir Noel. from client, yung locus of control. Okay, another importance of the locus of control is obviously if you are doing your best to improve yourself, then finding out where your locus of control is coming from, it also pushes you to develop your character. Kasi nga, again, if you know where the control is coming from, then you will also know how to develop your character more. So let's start talking about internal locus of control. Ayan, konting pasensya lang sa delay kasi mabagal talaga yung connection ko. Okay, characteristics of people with dominant internal locus of control. So there are two. Okay, so internal locus of control and then the external locus of control. Simulan natin sa internal locus of control. The first one, if you are a person with a dominant internal locus of control, you know how to take accountability. Alam mo kung kailan mo dapat sabihin na kasalanan mo yung nangyari. Or na ikaw yung dahilan kung bakit yun nangyari. So that's a person with a dominant internal locus of control. You know when you committed a mistake, you know when you did something good, you know when you did something wrong. That's a person with a dominant internal locus of control. Another manifestation or another characteristic is you are self-efficient. Alam mo kung paano alam mo kung paano i-maximize yung energy mo. You don't spend your time with the environment, looking at everything around you, comparing yourself with everybody else. That's not you. If you're a person with an internal locus of control, you are focused on you and how you can maximize your energy, how you can maximize your effort with maximum results. Yeah. So, konting energy siguro, pero may maximum results. So, that's what self-efficiency is all about. Because you are a person who knows that you can control what is going on. Like, at least 90%. No? Hindi naman lahat. But that's a person with with a dominant internal locus of control. You know that you have a certain level of control over the things that are going on around you and over the things or over the actions that you are doing. Another manifestation or another characteristic is you are not easily influenced by others. If you are a person with an internal locus of control, alam mo sa sarili mo na hindi ka basta-bastang masisway ng kahit na sino. You will not be easily swayed or persuaded by any other person. Because you know that, again, you have a certain level of control with what's going on. So, nasa sa akin ang control, wala sa ibang tao. Okay. And people with a dominant internal locus of control, again, this is subjective as well, but this is a manifestation when a person is hardworking. Kasi nga, alam niya sa sarili niya kung hanggang saan yung efforts niya. So a person who has a dominant internal locus of control will work hard to get what he or she wants to achieve. Kasi yung taong kaya niyang yung taong naniniwala na nasa kanya yung control, ibig sabihin na-exert niya talaga yung effort niya so that something or whatever he's working on will work out. Kasi nga naniniwala siya na meron siyang certain level of control dun sa actions ng ginagawa niya. So naisip niya, if I work hard, then it will pay off. So that's again another characteristic of a person with internal locus of control. Dominant internal locus of control. Okay, ano naman ang characteristics ng mga tao na may dominant external locus of control? By the way, locus pala ha, hindi locus. Kasi naalala ko nung last time, may locust. Sabi ko, locust, di ba ano yun? Insect. Yung nasa farm na nangangain ng mga tanim. Locust yata yung tawag doon. So, this is locust, walang teeth. External locus of control. Okay, ito namang mga taong dominant yung external locus of control nila. Naniniwala sila that there's luck and coincidence. Na wala silang control sa mga bagay-bagay. Naniniwala sila na, swerte niya yun. O kaya, coincidence lang yun kasi it happened at exactly that that, at exactly that time. So, ganun sila. Mas naniniwala sila sa mga ganong factors. More on sa external environment. Na yung mga tao na naniniwala sa external locus of control, sila yung hindi naniniwala na meron kang magagawa dyan sa circumstances na nangyayari sa iyo at sa paligid mo. Another characteristic is that they tend to blame others and circumstances. So, sinisisi nila yung ibang tao. Parang, kasalanan mo kasi to, kaya ito nangyari. Ito kasi yung ginawa mo, kaya ito yung naging outcome. They always feel that they are outside of the problem. Hindi sila yung cause. So, maghahanap sila ng ibang taong sisisihin nila. They would always find another person to blame except themselves. So, umiiwas talaga sila sa blame. Kasi, again, external, feeling nila, hindi sila, I'm not a part of the problem, man. So, ganon, hahanap sila ng ibang sisisihin. Another characteristic is that they don't believe in their own effort. Kasi nga, naniniwala sila that the control is coming from external factors or from the external environment. So, niisip nila, okay lang kahit hindi ako masyadong mag-effort kasi kahit naman anong gawin ko, hindi naman nila ma-appreciate or hindi naman makakasolve ng problem or whatsoever. So, they will always find an excuse not to exert their own efforts kasi nga naniniwala sila na whatever happens, it's not their problem. It's actually coming from the external environment. Parang wala siyang contribution doon. Another characteristic is that they often feel hopeless or powerless. When you are a person who believes in luck or who believes in external environment, you definitely would feel na wala kang magagawa. Parang ganito na kasi ako ganyan na, mahirap na kasi yung pamilya ko O kaya, masama na talagang mga ugali nila, wala na akong magagawa dyan. So you will always hear those lines from people who believe in who have dominant external locus of control. Lagi nilang sinasabi na, ganyan na yan wala na akong magagawa. Or matagal na nilang ginagawa yan, bahala na sila, hindi ko problema yan. So that's a common, statement that you will hear from people who have a more dominant external locus of control. And syempre, dahil hindi nila kontrolado yung mga pangyayari, they tend to give up. No? Kaya natin yan kasi wala naman akong magagawa dyan Di ba? Very common yan sa mga Pinoy. Kaya bahala na si Batman. Di ba? So, kasi wala naman tayong magagawa dyan, bahala na si Batman. So, you are relying on an external factor. You are relying on your external environment. At lagi mong iniisip na magagawa dyan kasi sila yan di ba? Yun yung nila. So, ang nangyayari, you tend to give up on your goals or whatever it is that you're trying to push for. Kasi nga, naniniwala ka na wala kang magagawa. Mas may control yung labas na yung external environment. Okay, so in short, ito yung itsura. Okay, palakihin natin yung screen natin. Ito yung itsura ng external locus of control versus internal locus of control. So if you are okay. Sorry, naghahang yung screen ko. Okay, so a person who has external locus of control is an individual who believes that his or her behavior is guided by fate, luck, or other external circumstances. Meanwhile, a person with an internal locus of control believes that his or her behavior is guided by his or her personal decisions and effort. So, sa mga gustong mag-screenshot, ayan, it's your turn, it's your time to do a screenshot that's coming from our source, that's usmcu.edu. So, ito yung pagkakaiba. So, ngayon, again, I encourage you, before you go to sleep tonight, ask yourself, saan ka ba naniniwala? Na meron kang magagawa o wala kang magagawa? Naniniwala ka ba na this is all about fate? destiny, di ba? Or naniniwala ka na meron kang contribution sa buhay na tinatahak mo ngayon. So whatever you're going through right now, think about it. Meron ka bang contribution dyan sa nangyayari ngayon sa buhay mo? If you believe that your answer is yes, if you answered yes, then you believe you have a more dominant you have a more dominant internal locus of control. Pero if right now at this very moment lahat sinisisi mo kasi hindi ako pinanganak sa mayamang pamilya, galing ako sa broken family, hindi kasi maganda yung eskwelahan ko, hindi kasi ako kasing talino ng mga classmates ko, if you still believe in these truths, then maybe you actually believe that you actually have a more dominant external locus of control. You keep on blaming all the circumstances around you except your own contribution, then maybe you have external locus of control. So, pinakita natin no yung mga characteristics for both internal locus and external locus. So it's really up to you to talk to yourself tonight, have an introspection, or maybe you can assess what your characteristics are. Okay? Kasi it's easy to it's easy to blame other people. It's easy to blame other circumstances. It's easy to blame everything else around us. It's very easy. Okay? Except our own faults and mistakes. Bihirang-bihira yung mga tao na kayang kayang sisihin yung sarili nila na actually may contribution ako dyan. Actually may mali ako dyan. So ask yourself tonight before you go to sleep, do you have external locus of control or do you have internal locus of control? Well, whatever you categorize yourself under, here's the good news. You can do something about it. Okay? This is not the end of the world. I mean, finding out whichever locus of control you have, kung nasa external locus of control ka, I mean, you can still change. If you already have an internal locus of control, well, congratulations. At least you are somehow on the right path. Okay? Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so how do we strengthen our internal locus of control? Because if you will notice from the previous slides, if you will notice from the previous discussion, there's a high disadvantage for people with external locus of control. That is why we are going to talk about how do we really strengthen our internal locus of control. Paano ba natin iaangat yon? Well, again, the advantage of an internal locus of control is knowing that you have the power to choose what you are supposed to do. Kasi if you have external locus of control, you will blame everybody else. Pero since we are doing our best to strengthen our internal locus of control, meron kang contribution sa susunod na action na gagawin mo. And I always say this, no, this is one of my mantras. Your next move should be your best move. And that is also a manifestation of internal locus of control. Kasi sinasabi ko sa sarili ko na meron akong magagawa. Okay? That's also my own mantra. How do I really convince myself that I can do something about it? That's how I do it. Your next move should be your best move, and that's a quote from another author. Okay, so the first step in strengthening our internal locus of control is to really take responsibility. So again, if you can suck it up, if you can tell yourself tonight na kung ano man yung nangyayari sa akin ngayon, kasalanan ko talaga to. I did this to myself, whatever it is. Okay. By the way, it's not that bad. If you accept yourself na kung ano mo yung pinagdadaanan ninyo ngayon, tapos you did this to yourself. For example, you are really happy, take responsibility for it. I mean, you made yourself happy. There's nothing wrong with that. Diba? Or if you're really sad right now, well, you can be sad. It wouldn't kill you to accept that you're sad because it's a normal part of life to be sad. So take responsibility. Whatever you're going through right now, take responsibility for it. Kasi, meron ka naman talagang contribution sa kung ano man ang pinagdadaanan mo ngayon. Alright? Whatever it is. Whether you're happy or sad, you're you're excited, you're frustrated, whatever it is, meron kang contribution dyan. Maybe it's just too hard to accept, but you have a contribution there in one way or another. Next is, okay, yung wala kasi akong choice eh. Sakit talaga natin yan eh, di ba? Masarap kasi sa pakiramdam kapag sinabi natin na wala akong choice. Parang it washes you off of your guilt. Whenever you say that you don't have a choice, it makes you feel good about yourself and you don't feel guilty, right? Kasi wala kang kasalanan eh, wala kang choice. Pero to those people who believe that they have a choice, it's so painful to accept that you had a choice and then you did not choose it. May pain kasi kapag ka, alam mo, when you're taking responsibility for something, it's painful. Nakaka-hurt siya. Di ba? Pag sinabi ko na, kaya ako nahihirapan ngayon kasi hindi ko ginawa yung best ko. Di ba may pain? May pain, may guilt. Di ba? Kasi may nasasagasaan somewhere out there, somewhere in there, may nasasagasaan. Pero pag sinabi mo, wala kasi akong choice eh. Kaya ginawa ko yan kasi wala akong choice. So parang walang guilt. Kaya masarap sa pakiramdam. But remember this, you always have a choice. Always. You know what we're scared of when we are choosing? We are scared of the consequences. But remember this, you always have a choice. The only reason why people do not choose is because they are scared of the consequences. Yun naman yun eh, di ba? The consequences. We are scared that we cannot live up to the consequences of our actions. And that's a problem. Pero kung choice lang naman ang pag-uusapan, everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice. Okay? So next. Okay. Also, prioritize what you can control. So let me tell you this. Maraming bagay sa katawan natin ang hindi natin nakokontrol. Isang example yan, medically speaking, is we have what we call as involuntary movements. Diba? Ano yung involuntary movements? Well, our eyes blink. Diba? Kusa siya nagbi-blink. That's a part of our tama ba? Voluntary pala, voluntary movement. So, kusa siyang nagbi-blink, yung puso natin kusa siyang tumitibok, hindi natin siya kailangang kontrolin. But there are also what we call as involuntary movement. For example, kagaya nito, this is an involuntary movement, di ba? Kasi kailangan ko siyang kontrolin. So, that's also true when it comes to the a considerable level, okay, to a certain extent, meron talaga tayong control. But to a certain extent, we cannot possibly control everything. Okay? Kahit nga 'di ba sa katawan natin, as I mentioned, no, hindi mo pwedeng kontrolin yung movements ng katawan mo. Or kahit nga 'di ba kapag pasensya po sa mga kumakain, 'di ba LBM, makontrol yun. Kapag sira yung tiyan mo, sira yung tiyan mo. So there are things that we cannot control, but there are also so many things that we can control. So when we want to strengthen our internal locus of control, we have to prioritize what can you control at this very moment. So for example, kagaya kanina, no, I was actually in a circumstance. I cannot share what happened, but I will share with you what I felt. So I was in a circumstance that I lost my temper. Okay, so I lost my temper because of what's going on. No, there was a certain scenario that caused me to lose my temper. Pero what can I control? I can control the words that will be coming out of my mouth. So out of frustration, I vented out my frustration. Okay, I vented it out. But after like a minute, bigla ako nag-snap back. Wait lang, baka may masabi ako na hindi ko dapat sabihin. So what did I do? I walked out first. I bought my milk tea, pampakalma, and then I went back in. So that's what I can control. I can control my mouth from not saying anything. Okay, because I was annoyed, I was frustrated, and it was raining hard kanina. Parang feeling ko, parang sabay-sabay sila. Hold on, I cannot control these circumstances, but I can control my response. So what did I do? After realizing that I should not be speaking anything out of anger, lakad muna ako. Lakad-lakad muna ako. Okay, kahit na umuulan kanina, lakad-lakad muna ako para kumalma yung brain cells ko. Then I went back to the scenario with at least at least 10 minutes of mental break from that particular scenario. So always prioritize what you can control. Another thing is don't shy away from failure. And we've mentioned this in several podcast episodes. I repeatedly say this in some of the podcast episodes before. Failure is not Failure does not define people. So kung nag-fail ka, ano ngayon? We are not perfect, right? Um, Marami talagang mga bagay sa paligid natin ang hindi natin makokontrol. So, kung mag-fail ka man, well, try again. I mean, it's not as if it's gonna kill you. Well, unless it will, meron siguro kang discover na talagang life and death na machine maybe. Excuse me. So, pwede. Pero, generally speaking, failures do not kill us. So, let's not shy away from it. If our choice makes us fail in whatever we are trying to achieve, then edi nag-fail ka. What's wrong with it? Okay, people's judgments, people's rejections, whatever, people's comments, I mean, they're not gonna kill you. Okay, it's easier said than done, but can be done. That's the thing. It can be done. Okay, so bahala sila mag-comment kung ano man yung mga judgments nila sa'yo. All they can say, but you cannot control their comments. But you can control your response to their comments, which is, smile ka lang, o kaya ignore mo na lang, di ba? Sabi nga dun sa mga Facebook post na nababasa natin, di ba? Intelligent people ignore. Ignore things. Okay. Another thing is, of course, we have to accept criticism and grow. And again, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Sobrang mahirap mag-accept ng criticism. But then again, well, it's up to you. Accept criticism and grow, or decline criticism and not grow. Diba? Or we have other choices to do. Pwede namang decline criticism, pero you can criticize yourself and then you can grow. Diba? Again, you always have a choice. Do not think that you don't have a choice, because you do have a choice. You should also have a good support system. We've mentioned this in a previous podcast about who to keep in your life. And having a good support system will definitely help you not only achieve your goals, but also to keep you grounded. Kasi ito yung mga tao na alam nila kung paano nila sasabihin sa'yo na, okay, hinay-hinay lang, o kaya, sige, bilisan mo pa yung mga ginagawa mong progress because you can do it. So a good support system is really everything for people who want to succeed in life, for people who want to make things happen. A good support system is key to that. So I really encourage you to build your support system. Doesn't have to be like 10 people or something. You can have your closest family member, maybe sila yung tatawagan mo kapag nagdadalawang isip ka sa sarili mo when you're second guessing yourself. Or that can also be a friend, maybe a professor that you previously had, or maybe a really close friend, maybe a colleague, maybe a boss. Up to you, di ba? Hanap ka ng mga taong magiging strong support system mo, because these are the people who will boost you up whenever you need to have it. Okay. So let me share something with you from Steve Maraboli. Incredible change happens in your life when you decide to take control of what you do have power over, instead of craving control over what you don't. Okay. Sa atin kasi, again, I'm not sure if it's culture. I think it's just a human thing that we tend to let circumstance loom over us. Hinahayaan natin yung mga bagay-bagay na mangyari sa atin. Pero, that's the bad news. But the good news is, it's about time while you're listening to me in this podcast episode. I'm pretty sure that you're listening to this podcast episode because you need to know something. You need to change something, or maybe you want to improve something. And this is the right time for it. It's never too late. Siguro sasabihin natin na kasi matanda na ako, Ice, wala na akong magagawa kasi ito na ako eh. But you know what? That's another excuse. That's actually an external locus of control. Age is something that we cannot control, but what can you control? Well, pwede kang mag-anti-aging na mga, di ba, na kung ayaw mong mag-age yung skin mo, you can do anti-aging pills or whatever. You can have ano ba tawag nito? You can go to your dermatologist and ask them, or maybe your cardiologist on how to stay healthy, maybe your nutritionist, diba? But aging itself, yes, it's external. It's something that we cannot control, but how you respond to age, you can control that, diba? Ako, I love my age. I'm 4 years. There's 4 years before I turn 40, and I'm proud of it. Masayang-masaya ako kasi umabot ako sa edad na to, di ba? With all the things going on around us, di ba? So, we should be happy about it. Instead of fighting age, I think we should, no, not I think, I believe, words we should stop using. Okay, I believe that we should all embrace age, even though it's an external factor, we cannot control it. We should embrace it. How do we embrace it? We strengthen ourselves. Mag-exercise ka, kumain ka ng maayos, di ba? Take care of yourself. Ganun. So well, it's about time, since you're listening to this podcast episode, it's about time to stop blaming your circumstances. It's not gonna help you out. It only makes you feel not guilty about what you did with your life, but really, it will not help you out as well. Hindi ka rin mag-grow if you keep on, constantly blaming everything else except yourself. Paminsan-minsan, let's take a good look at ourselves. Go to the mirror, talk to yourself, ask yourself, what did I do good to you? What did I do bad to you? How can we improve ourselves? Yan, talk to yourself. Hindi naman pinagbabawal, di ba? Kayang-kaya naman. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout outs to Captain Gluck and Abby. Thank you. All right, you're welcome, and thank you also for tuning in. Hello, Annie. Thank you so much. You're there. Ayan. So, hopefully, we're able to learn a thing or two from our podcast episode tonight. I know it's been raining really hard. We cannot control that, but we can control our response. Diba? We can probably eat champorado. Finally, nakakain ako ng champorado. Been craving for it because of the weather. So yun, probably can eat champorado and make ourselves cozy and comfortable and warm, diba? We can do that as well. Kung sa workplace naman, mga toxic yung mga kasama natin. Parang nahulugan ng 10 clouds yung mga kasama natin. Kaya na natin sila, diba? What can we control? We can control our response. Okay, kahit na nakasimangot sila, edi umiti pa rin tayo. Okay? Also, still practice empathy, but if lahat sila nakasimangot, it's not the end of the world. You can smile. Okay? Sabi nga nila, smile is contagious. Diba? Hello, Sir Joseph. Thank you so much for tuning in. Parang late ka ngayon. Late ka ngayon. Or kanina ka pa. Hindi kita napansin. Okay. Kasi minsan, hindi ko nakikita yung mga comments. So, I cannot see your comments. So, unless, parang sometimes kailangan paulit-ulit ka nagko-comment para makita ko kasi I'm using a third-party app. Yan. So, anyway, again, I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from our podcast episode tonight entitled, Are You Easily Controlled? Now, can you now answer the question? Mabilis ka ba makontrol? So, where's the control coming from? If you are easily controlled, if you let everything else around you, okay, make you feel that you don't have power. Or, kung naman meron kang power, nararamdaman mo yun, whatever is going on around you, but feel that you have the power, then maybe you are, in fact, having a manifestation of a very strong internal locus of control. So think about this before you go to sleep tonight. Kasi Well, the bad news about it, there are a lot of things going on around us, but the good news about it is that we can control how we respond to a certain reasonable, logical level. Meron tayong magagawa. Let's stop blaming other circumstances, other people, na mahirap tayo, mayaman tayo, hindi tayo nakapag-aral, hindi magandang eskwelahan, whatever. Kung ano man yung mga excuses natin, tigilan na natin yun. From this day forward, while you're listening to me, I challenge you. What is your fault in your life right now? Ano yun? Because the answer to that, kung ano man yung answer niyo dyan, kayo din ang makakasagot. Kasi for as long as we keep on denying that we don't have a contribution to our lives, we will never be able to move forward. So ask yourself, what did I do wrong to myself? What did I do right? What should I improve? And what can I do to improve it? Because again, the best news is you can do something about your life. It's your life, your decisions, well, your consequences. But at least the consequences na sinasalo mo, alam mo na meron kang responsibility doon. Which is mas masarap sa pakiramdam. Di ba? Kesa sinasalo mo yung consequences ng desisyon ng ibang tao kasi hindi ka nag-decide. Again, it's your call. No judgment, but I hope you also do your own introspection. Once again, this is Irene. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd like to greet all of you out there who are constantly supporting my channel. I cannot control who's watching, ganyan, kasi this podcast is out there. But what I can do is I will encourage you to invite more people to watch the podcast episodes. Baka naman malakas ako kahit papaano sa inyo. Ayan, invite kayo because we will never know who who are the people who need to hear some of our episodes. Baka may matulungan tayo just by sharing this video. So thank you so much everyone, especially to our live audience and to those who are watching on replay. Thank you so much as well for dropping by. And I'll see you again tomorrow. This is Irene. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay in control of your life because you can actually do it. God bless you all. Bye. Thank you.